Welcome to today's video. I'm going to show how to mount a Steiner Ranger 4 3 to 12 by 56 rifle scope on a Zastava M70 Bolt Action rifle. So we received an email. I translated this email from Slovenian to English. The mail was a little bit longer. So Primož is writing to us that he has a Zastava M70 with an old Swarovski scope. His new scope is a Steiner 3 to 12 by 56 and he would like to mount it with a fixed mount on his rifle. And he's asking us which scope mounts would we recommend. So that's quite common in our region. So he bought a new scope, much bigger than the older one. He doesn't specify what kind of mount he has at the moment on the rifle, but he would just like to convert it to a new scope, so upgrade it. Zastava M70 Bolt Action rifle is really common. It was produced in hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of copies and sold globally. You can find these rifles with many different names like Kettner, Franconia, Luger, Interarms, Charles Daly, and so on. It was sold by many names. It's really common, at least here in Central Europe, that young hunters buy them for 300, 400 euros as used rifles, and they then upgrade them with the better optics. Usually on them you can find Swarovski 6x42 or Kale 6x42 scopes. That's the most common one. So let's see what we can recommend to our customer. So let's say Zastava. Yeah, Zastava M70. You can also see Zastava M85. It's a very similar rifle, but for with a shorter action for shorter calibers. So usually these rifles were chambered in 30-06 and 8x57. The M85 was chambered in 223 and 222. What's also quite common is that that Zastava named, the confusion about the name is quite common. So Zastava named a lot of their products as M70. So you can find M70 assault rifles, you can find M70 pistols, and normally the bolt actions. So I will refer to this rifle as M70 Bolt Action. It's a, I would say, modernized Mauser 98 action. So a customer is having a Steiner scope. So let's look at Steiner 3 to 12 by 56. He doesn't specify if he is having a mounting rail or not, so I presume he has a 30mm tube scope. And when we are talking about fixed mounts on this rifle, the best way is just to choose a Picatinny rail. The most common one is from Rusan. Optic Arms also produce them, and Contessa produces Picatinny rails for these rifles because they are so common. And since we opted for Rusan Picatinny rail, I will also opt for Rusan fixed steel Picatinny rings. So the system suggests 8mm of height. Okay. What would I also say is that usually, yeah, we have to move the scope a little bit further. And then I will also move the front ring a little bit further. Like this, yeah. And then the scope. Oh, no, I have to move it like this. Yeah, that's optimal, 29.17. I can also try and see what is the eye relief on it. Yeah, it's perfect, because from the tip of the stock to the center of the lens in the eyepiece, usually 30 centimeters works really well. And we see also that we have no collision with the front sight. What is really interesting with these front sights is that they are collapsible, so you can collapse them, and if you have a higher mount, then this enables you to mount the clip-on top. But majority of these rifles are usually can be seen with removed parts of the rear sight. Either the upper part is removed like this, because this is, you can do it by yourself. You just slide out the mount from one side, usually with a little bit of a force or with a hammer. Or what's also very common, that the gunsmiths remove the entire rear sight. You need to apply heat to do this, and usually there is a mark on top of the barrel, but this is quite common because then you're able to put on the clip-on without a problem, and clip-ons are used quite a lot with these rifles. But all in all, we can say that even if we leave the sight on the rifle, and even if it's uncollapsed, it will still work with this scope. What we can also try is to see if the bolt handle will get in the way. Usually this is quite close, I would say. Yeah, you see it was marked red. That means it's less than 3 millimeters in one position. It's less than 3 millimeters between the here between the I'll just try to do it like this. Let's see if we do it slowly. Yeah, here when you have a magnification ring, it's less than 3 millimeters, but still it's okay. It still goes smoothly, and there is no collision, just really tightly. So I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. Okay, so I hope I helped our customer. Also, anybody else, if you have a similar issue, if you would like to mount clip-on a similar scope on your rifle and so on, send us an email or use comments below on this video. Also, in the comments you can find a link where you can subscribe to be notified when this tool is ready for general public, when everybody can access it and use it to resolve all the mounting issues and issues with other accessories like stocks and silencers, muzzle brakes, and similar accessories. Until then, have a nice day and see you in next video.